Welcome everyone. So today Robert Dorval is going to be covering the hidden features of SAP. This is a part 2. He covered this one this fall. He did a first session which he showed us all kinds of things. It lasted almost 45 minutes. So a lot of little hidden features that we're not aware of. So this is part 2. I'm just going to transfer this over to you, Robert. On here. There we go. All right. Got it?
Got it.
Got it. Thanks.
All right. So welcome everyone. Like Tracy said, I did a similar coffee break a few months ago about stuff we can use in SAP Business One, stuff that is already there, but we just don't see it anymore or we are not aware of. So the last time I talked about what we could do with the bottom message bar, relationship map, the right click, adding shortcuts ourselves, what is a tooltips, etc. So I covered most of the what I had on that feature. I'm not sure I did cover the UI configurator to manage your own windows and what you could do with activities. But today, I will talk back with the activities, but I have also other topics I would like to share with you. So a bunch of stuff here, like launch outside applications, the drag and relate function, some live collaboration. We'll see, we have an internal chat with SAP Business One now. What we could do with the open document list, what we could do with list itself, printing, emailing in batch, how to fit easily the column width of your grid, reminder on the cut and paste, the difference between copy to, copy from, etc. And few stuff maybe if we have time on the help side. And really, if it goes fast, I have a bunch of other stuff, but I just keep it at the end. If we have time to cover it, we'll do, but if we don't, it's gonna be for next time.
Yeah, and if anybody wants a copy of part 1, it's now on the Forgestic YouTube page. So you can see if you're interested in the topics that he had earlier there, just ask me for the link or go to the page. It's there.
All right. So let's jump in SAP Business One. If you are with the latest version, ACP 9.3, you probably see now that there is a new personal option on the icon, so you can change easily your display. Here, we'll just switch back to the English version of ACP Business One for you. Okay, so you can change the appearance, you can change these options were existing before, but you had to go in the menu, but now it's very easy. You just go here in my personal settings, it will be there. So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you. So let's go with the launch application function. It is there on your icon bar, just here in this section, okay? So what you could do with this, you can, let's say you have an Excel file, you do some Excel reporting outside of SAP Business One, and you always use the same form, always same the Excel sheet. You could add your Excel sheet in this window, and double clicking on it, it would just open your spreadsheet, and you will be able to work as any other sheet. So you just don't have to look at it and go into the menu. So to add a new form, it's very easy. Just go on your launch application, you click on new, you would decide what will be your application name. Then you will try to find where is your file. Let's look for all files, and I will just add a new file name, save it, and I want to open it when I click on it. So when I add this, I have a new file, and then when I open it, it will just open very quickly my Excel file. So something you can keep, you can keep a bunch of very handy documents near to you, and very quick on a simple click of a button, you have a bunch of, it doesn't only keep Excel file, you could keep PDF formats, words, You can even start application. For example, I can start DTW, the data transfer workbench, if I know see if I want to start this application, all I have to do is to find where this application is located. Often it is deeply hidden in the, so I'll just go get there, add this, and when I double click on this, my DTW will open automatically and I will be ready to import data if I want to. So it could be in the, it doesn't just give links to file, it can give links to folder, like here, I added a folder called Forgestic in the system. I just want to get access to my folder where all my files are, double click on it, and my folder will be just in the system. So this is a function that is there since for a very, very long time, but maybe you were not aware that it was existing. So it's a very, could be very useful to you.
And
the
Robert,
function,
there's one thing I just want to mention, because this is available in SQL and in HANA, because you're obviously on the HANA platform, but
yes.
I think a lot of the people here today are on the SQL. It's the same thing.
Yes, most of the stuff I will show today is also available in SQL.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a standard application since I don't know which version. So I would be very surprised that you as a customer, you don't have it on your own system. Second thing, the activities. This is something usually linked to a business partner, the activity. The activity is some kind of document where you record a decision that have been made. You can record an appointment with a customer, stuff like that. Could be very useful. And activities can be attached to almost any kind of form in the system. Could be attached to a partner, could be attached to an invoice, etc. For example, I would like to record an activity. I'm calling a customer because he haven't paid an invoice. The invoice is very late, so I could open that invoice. Let's go to an ANR invoice. I find from. Let's try this guy. Oh, go in a search mode. It's gonna be easier. Max. Okay, let's find an old invoice, this one, and I say this is I haven't paid. So I can go right click and create a new activity on it, the unpaid invoice. And I will say I did a phone call to this guy. It was for collection. The subject was about an unpaid invoice, and then you can run reports about all your activity of this type. And then when you talk to this person, you would be able to actually report the content of your conversation, okay? And you will your activity will be already linked to that invoice. So we can add this activity in the system, okay? And so I have like a traceability. So if I am another employee in the system and I would like to know what's happening with this business partner, I could go there and look at all the activities, about this, and I will see that, there's a bunch of stuff that was done, and the last two were 2 phone calls, for collection about an invoice, and I can always open that and see the activity, go back and see what was the invoice problem, stuff like that. So it's a very handy information. Usually people, they are used to just add information in the open the business partner data. They would often just put remarks in there, but you could not play with that and play with reports, give an history of all the calls that were made to your customer. But if you do it by activity, you would be able to actually follow up. And what is good about activities is that actually you can create an activity, you can send it or assign it to another employee or another user of SAP Business One, And you can also, put a reminder for yourself. Say, I want a reminder in 3 days, and when I will do that, in 3 days, I will have in my Windows message log, an activity scheduled for today. It means that, okay, I had to do something back. I will open the activity and I will see that I have to go back and talk to this customer again because, this is what we agreed upon. So activity could be something very good. Other stuff that is there for a long period that maybe not everyone and not people, a lot of people don't see is the famous drag and relay. That allows you to link two different modules together to find some information. For example, I can open the items, I can open the purchase orders, or just leave it like that and drag this item into the purchase orders, and the system will find me all the purchase order that were made, for this item. Could be I might want to do it by item group, so I would open the item group stuff, and then I go, for example, on the again on the purchasing. I want to see the details for accessories, and then I will have all the items that are part of the accessory group, and I will get the quantity that were purchased and the price that was paid. So it's a handy information that you can do some cross search, linking two different modules together to bring. So this is something you might want to try over time. Next thing, live collaboration. I don't recall. I have to check again. Maybe it's only since 9.3 or 9.2. There is an internal chat system now. It's called live collaboration. And you are able with this, to actually talk to another colleague. You can send message internally and we'll just you will be able to resend. So it's it's a chat. You will just receive an internal message. And you can also, share data. You want to send, you have an AR invoice that you want to share with that person. You just click on it and send that AR invoice, and you will be able, when on his side, it would just, the pop-up window will just come in. You will just see that. You can open the invoice, and comment what you have sent to him. So he doesn't have to search for. So it's a very new functionality that's very fun, and you can play with. So it's called live collaboration, and if you have it, it's going to be like a small icon in this area. Open item list. The open item list usually is, is used to find all the open documents. I have a bunch of sales orders with back orders. I just want to find all those sales orders. I can open my sales order report and open my item list, and on this I will have all my sales order. I see from this sales order, okay, I have a bunch of them that were from 2016. I know that those sales order I will never fulfill them. It's just because they were left open after some back orders, and I just want to get rid of them. I don't want to go in each of them and go there and close the document and go back and forth and stuff like that. And if I go like here, I could also close just by clicking on this. That's okay, and it will be removed. But me, I would like to remove a bunch of them. So what I could do is actually highlight a series of sales order that I want to close, and instead of doing a right click, I can go into data and close from there, and all those sales order will be closed together. It is the same thing if you are using the production module and you need to close out some work orders because they are complete. You could go into the open document, the open item list for production orders, and do the same, you would be able to actually close um, those production orders. So you could do that. So this is something I wanted to share to you. Yes, it is possible to close multiple documents with an open item list.
Hey, Robert, I have a
Yes.
question. I have a question
Yes.
for Melina. Hang on here. So how to make the incoming message pop up when it's received in the live collaboration, despite the checkbox displaying messages upon arrival being checked, messages do not pop open, and I don't know if I have a message unless I go looking for it.
You mean this window doesn't pop up itself?
Hang on, Melina, I'm gonna just unmute you here just a second. There you go. You can ask the question, specify to Robert. There you go, Melina.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I do.
No, it's just when the messages arrive, nothing happens, right? I don't know if there are messages unless I click it open and start looking. If somebody send me a message,
Okay, this
and
one
in
here, this message alert window. This one doesn't pop up automatically when you receive a message.
well, nothing pops up. I don't know if there is a message or not. People will have to call me and say, "Hey, I sent you a message. Go looking for it," and I go looking for it, which
Okay,
kind of
okay.
defeats the purpose.
Okay. It depends of the type of window you have. If you are in a cockpit like that, you know, sometime you have to make this to leave it on your background like this, you know, to see your message and alerts. If you are in a specific cockpit, it's possible that you will need to put it in that window and that it will pop up there. But it's not popping up, it will just, you know, updating in the list and showing in bold section to tell you that you haven't looked at it yet. That's possible. Otherwise, we will have to look at the version of SAP Business One you have and see if there is a problem with it. You know, but it could be like a native setup where you actually have to leave that message or window open somewhere.
She could call the support desk though, or send a message, and they could resolve it for her. Okay, good.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah, about the list. If you're searching for, I don't know, we're searching for a specific sales order. I just put a star search where I have everything. This is all the sales order. Now, I know that my columns, you know, we can always play with the columns we want to see. So you can, if you want to change that, you can add many more columns if you want. Two things about those lists. You can, if you want, you can group by a specific area. Like here, I could do a grouping by customer. If I cancel it, and if I try a star search, you know, it would just bring me by customer like that. And then if I'm looking for a specific order for Machina Corporation, I would just expand that, look for the this order, and then I will be in it. So it's possible to group could be for items, could be for partners, etc. It is possible to group your list if you want to. The other thing you could do is actually when the list is very large and you're looking for specific information, what you could do is actually apply. Let's open it again. Now, when it's not grouping, you can apply some filters instead and say, I want to see only the orders from ADA technology. And when you apply this filter, you know, you will have only the order that comes from that guy. And you apply any filter in the way you want. Could be in between, could be equal, in range, out of range, etc. So could be handy if you look for specific orders regarding, and the searchable field here, or the filterable field, will be the same as your columns displayed. So the more columns you add, the more filter you will have. Now, regarding the width of this list, and any grid would be the same. Sometimes and often we have to play with the column, try to find the adapter bar and to move this. So it's very difficult to get that. When it's too difficult, the fastest way often when you want to play with the column width is to just go into the view menu and do a fit column width. And it will just bring, SAP will take either all the space needed to go that, or at least extend the width of one column to fulfill, the largest field you can find in that column. So fit column width is something you might want to use in the future, because it's a very fast way just to adapt. So in any form. And once it is done, when you come out from SAP Business One, you come back, it should stay on your last setup, the one you wanted.
Robert, I have another question before you move on to something else. When you're finished,
yes.
Let me know when, okay? So I can share it with
you can go.
I can go? Okay. So just a second here. I have Martin that wants to know, he's going back to the open window segment. Is it possible if closing multiple open documents will trigger unwanted journal entries?
It could be I don't know what would be unwanted. If you close a sales order, it is possible. If you close a goods receipt PO or something that was, if you close a goods receipt PO, there's most likely it's gonna generate a journal entry, because the goods receipt PO keeps material in an allocation account, and when you would close a goods receipt PO manually, meaning that you won't pay it, it will just transfer from that allocation to another expense account, stuff like that. Okay. And yes, and also for production orders, it could do some journal entries as well if you close production orders.
Okay, and Martin, I'm going to unlock your mic here because he has another question. I think it was in regards to what you just showed. Just a sec here, Martin. Can you? Does your mic work? Okay, good. Okay.
You hear me okay?
Yep.
You hear me?
Yep.
No, just Robert, just back to the previous question and your previous answers. I mean, we're very sensitive to journal entries and unwanted journal entries. So I think, I don't know, maybe you're going to have another opinion for the user community, but if someone goes in and, and we're now 2019 and says, oh, look, I have all these, I have 30 open production orders from 2018 and closes them, mass closing, multiple closing, and then all of a sudden, $500,000 of journal entries start flying around. It could be a dangerous practice. That's all. That's my comment for others. I'd be very cautious. I mean, it's a great feature, but I'd be very cautious. And then my other question.
That journal entry would occur whether or not you wanted to, if you want, unless like a production order, if you don't want, the only way to prevent that journal entry is to keep it open forever. That's the only way out.
Yeah. No. I mean, the idea is good. I just for others, I would caution to just say, I have 50 open production orders from last year, and I'm just going to close them, and then kind of close their eyes and hope nothing happens. I think it's a bit.
Yeah, it could make good surprise. But if you close your periods, you won't be able to do those journal entries maybe and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's true too. Okay. Anyways,
so, that's okay.
Comment, question,
that's all right.
But you had a second question too, Martin. Yeah.
On the date, I think. No, when you kind of did there's an echo. Like an auto format. Well, actually, I have two questions on that. One was like when you did the auto format of the column.
Yes.
The date stayed very, very large. I'm just.
Yes, in my case, because my window was very large and the system just expand to take all the space I had. But if I was in a document
Okay.
Where, and this one, there's a lot of columns. If I do the same column width, it will just take the space needed to do. So it will just, because
Okay. So
there's
if you
too
have
many
less.
fields to fit
Okay.
in that.
And then the
So often,
question, related question to that.
Yes.
If if we change that, does it change it for all the users? And is there a way? I think there is a way to do it so that it doesn't change it for all the users.
The fit column width is just for you. It has nothing to do. To change the width of a column here is that has nothing to do with other users.
How about the setting where you add columns and take off columns? I think more on the reports.
Yeah. This one here, the list of deliveries,
Yes.
Okay. This one, if I change that, it will change for all users. And if I decide to group my list, it will group for all users. So this one, you have to be aware that, so this one, maybe you don't want to give access to everyone. So you get a standard. So the way you search your documents or your list, could be standardized for the entire company, and then you keep control of it, not giving the control to change that, because unfortunately this one is not user sensitive, it's company sensitive.
Okay. So I mean, I guess I'll throw that out as, again, to the user community, that people should sometimes watch, because if you have 20 people who kind of use that report a lot, and then one person kind of, every week they say, oh, I want to put this column and I want to take out that column, it can cause some, some issues.
Yes, it does.
It's another word of caution, because paste those reports, right?
Sorry?
So they're used to seeing certain columns being in certain columns, not that they're all moved around.
Yes.
But anyways, just a comment. That's all.
It's only for list, for documents it's okay, but for list it's company-wide.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So next topic, emailing, batch emailing, or printing in batch. Printing in batch is quite easy. You would just go into the document printing. It would say, I want to print some AR invoice, and the system will ask you what needs to be printed and stuff like that. You click on that, and then we'll find the printing document, and I just can print. If I select them, I can just print in batch. But I would like me, in this case, not print them, but send them to users or to my actually customers. So what I could do here is just highlighting the same document I want to send, and then I will go into File, Send by Email. And if you have Outlook integration or Outlook installed on your system, you will click on that. It will open all the necessary Outlook sending page with the email address of your customer, and and the invoice and attachment. It will be ready to go. If not, you will use the SBO mailer. It will just do the same. The system will prepare for you I'm answering yes. Okay. The system is computing. Whoops. Window, I was too fast. The system will prepare all the PDF, and then it will send it to an email group. Or if you want to, you will use the email group. So I send an email group, and you define your email group. Could be the receivable, payables, could be the sales team, could be anything you want to. And those guys are defined in your contacts. So when you say this group, all the persons attached to this group and related to the company are going to receive an invoice. And in this case, we see that 2 invoices were attached, for this guy, but there was no contact on the invoice itself, so the system doesn't know where to send them. So we can just add them manually, for example. But those guys here, they were part of a group. So if I go back into my document, this master data, go to the contact, I will find that Bob is part of the email group accountants, and Amanda is also part of the email group accountants. So both of them, when I'm going to send the invoice, both of them are going to receive the email with the invoice attached. So the system will just send to everyone you need, according to your own rules. So it's a good way to send in batch. So you can prepare all your invoice, and then at the end of your batch invoice, you just send by email in batch, and the system will be able to send that as well. You could do that for statements. If you run your account statement for a customer or for a bunch of customers, let's go in financials, financial report, accounting, aging, customer receivable. I run this report. I will get a bunch of customers who has a pending or balance due at the end of the month. I want to send them my statement. So all I have to do is then I have prepared my list, and then I would go there, do a file, and send via email. The system will prepare all the statement in the background in a PDF and prepare the emailing to the again email group you want to. So you can have a group that will receive invoice and another group that is different that will just receive your statement at the end of the month. When you click on this, it will just prepare your monthly statement. In your system, in the printing or emailing, you can define what will be the generic message that will be sent, and the subject, the body, and the signature, and you will be able to send your statement at once, via the SAP Business One emailing system. What's next? This I did. The copy-paste stuff. Probably you're already aware, just the reminder that, it is very easy to copy paste from SAP Business One to any other type of documents, but mostly to Excel. So a grid, if you go in a sales order, let's have one that is more complex. Well, I could not find one. They are all short. Okay, this one. So I just can do, I can do a copy table. Could be for any report, any list I can find. Copy table, with just, I will be able to actually paste everything I have from that order. I just want to keep the item codes for the next order. I can select that, do a copy, go back in my SAP Business One, and when I'm going to create a new order, just keep the same items. It will just bring me all the items, and then the price will be adjusted to the pricing rule. Or I could have also copy everything. If I wanted to, it would be the same. Let's do that here. I can select my entire table here with the headers. And when I'm going to paste, the system will ask me, was there any other information? We say yes, and the system will match all the columns and stuff. Okay, so I should have been in the first columns. The system will try to match and just fill in all the stuff. Okay, maybe, okay, this one, the description was changed over time. I did a very old order, the description, so the system doesn't find the description anymore. So copy paste is very handy. When it comes to making a child document or a document that follows my sales order, would be a delivery or an invoice. Let's go to an open invoice, open sales order. Whoops, do an update on this one. Okay, so I can do copy to, you're probably aware, you could do a copy to make your delivery, but that's a one-to-one relationship, sales order, this sales order will become a delivery. If you are in a case where you want to merge document into another one, it's better to use the copy from feature. I will go create a new delivery. And let's go in the delivery. I want to deliver to Maxitech. Okay, then the copy from will be highlighted. I will just say, yes, I want to copy from sales order, and I will now be able to select multiple sales order, choose them, and whether I draw all the data from the sales order or decide to customize and select only a few items. If I decide to customize, I will be able to tell I'm going to deliver this, and that. And when it's finished, I will have a delivery with only the information from the sales order I've selected, and the system will tell me that there's 2 sales order attached to this delivery. And of course, whoops, this one doesn't have in stock, so I cannot use this one. But if there was enough in stock, I would be able to deliver that. So copy from, copy to the behavior is different. And if you want to merge documents, you use the copy from. I have a lot of windows open. The window feature here, if you go in there, you will search for a certain form that is already open, it's too far behind. You can always find it. I want to go back to sales order 738. Okay, I can find it. I want to see the my live collaboration, it's over there. Or if I want to close everything, like reorder my windows, I can do a cascade. It would just bring everything cascade, or I can close all but this, and it would just make a cleanup of my windows. I can start all over with other stuff. So could be handy. It's there, if you want to use it, could be useful. We have time for more. I want to talk about help.
No, we do, Robert. Go ahead.
Okay. Just a few things about the help there. You will be able to find on the support desk. Sometimes you might have some problem with the document numbering, or you try to open a sales order or save a sales order, and the system tells you that cannot do it anymore. It could be a problem with the numbering file. So there's a bunch of restore here that could be useful. Often, you find that you do an inventory report and you find that the numbers there might not balance to what it should be. Restore item balance, or you be sure once it is done, that all your inventory should balance exactly to what it should be. Numbering files, price list, if there is a problem with that. So there is some handy tools there that is already there. So before calling us, have a problem with inventory, before calling us, you can try, run the restore item balance. It will take a few minutes, maybe, if you have many items. And then look again if you still have the problem. And then you will be able to call us back if there is any problem. I will just close. I did a switch on the database. For the language, and it removed something from the help menu when I did that, but I want to show you some links, useful. Sorry, I will put a new password there. In the help menu again, you will find a bunch of help useful links. You could find here, this called ACP links, okay? So you could find, general information, ACP Business One roadmap, where is ACP Business One will go with the next future release and stuff like that. Here is one ACP Business One training. If you go there, it will bring you to the Learning Hub. If you have an S number with a password, you will be able to access the Learning Hub from here and do some additional training on your own. Here is something that is useful. Well, useful, I would say. You could go there from time to time and see what is there. It will just open a it will just open this window. And from there, from time to time, ACP is publishing some feature that ACP Business One has and that you're not aware of, and you can click on it. It will explain what it is. So you see there's a bunch of them. Okay, so they give it a feel at home for you on home page. You click on that, and it will explain you, for example, here how you can configure, your own homepage window, stuff like that, or anything you want to see. Sometimes any topics could be there. Okay, you want how to add a signature to your email. There's tips for that, or how to do adjustment to cost accounting, anything.
Hey, Robert, I have a question on that. The blogs.sap.com, do they need an S number to get in there, or is that open for all?
This one is open for all.
Okay, blogs.sap.com.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So help is not just for finding online help or contextual help, but sometimes give you some links, can do some additional function there that could be useful. What I had in my list, 14. That's about it. So I think I did a good job, not taking too much time of your Friday.
You did, and we'll have a version 3.
Hope you learned something new, and sometimes it's just getting one new stuff and it makes your day. That's okay.
Yeah, they're fun tricks, and obviously, like we had said earlier, when you did this the first time you did the hidden features part 1, we learned so many different little things that they may seem unimportant, but they're actually really good tricks, to help us get around in the system. So I really appreciate these part 2 as well. And maybe if we had a part 3 sometime, maybe in the winter session. This is the last one for before 2020, because we're heading towards the holidays. So when we pick back up in January, we might look into having another one like this. So thanks, Robert.
You're welcome. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, and happy holidays if I don't speak to any of you before then. So we'll pick up in January. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.